Best of r/Choosing Beggars episode 24. This happened last night and it was one of the most satisfying encounters I've ever had with someone with a downright comical sense of entitlement. I took a flight from San Francisco to Boston that was in the afternoon after a full day of work. I have a $200 airline credit to use on just this one flight before I lose it at the end of the year, so I was debating between trying to drink through $200 of free booze over the 6-hour flight versus upgrading my seat to the front row. In the end I decided to go with a seat upgrade and I picked the window seat in the absolute front row of the plane with a shameful amount of leg room and an empty middle seat. I never get upgrades, so this felt like quite the luxury to me. Turns out the rest of the plane was completely full, so I was feeling pretty good about this decision. However, I still had some work to do on my laptop and was disappointed that because there were no seats in front, I could not keep my backpack in front of me, and I realized I had to go fight the mob of people still boarding for some overhead bin space before they all filled up. There was a very nice businessman sitting in the aisle seat in my row who stood up to help me. This is relevant later. Thank you. Next. While reading another post, I had a flashback from about 25 years ago. My wife was working for a Catholic high school and the school play that year was Grease. I don't know how it came up, but the director of the play, just another teacher at the school, knew I had video cameras at home and asked if I could tape it for her. So I did, setting one camera up to catch the entire stage and then sat in the front row to get close-ups. I then brought the tapes to work, edited the tapes together. Nothing fancy, just back and forth between master shot and close-ups. Bought a bunch of VHS tapes and made everyone in the player copy. The only thing I ever heard from anybody, including the teacher, was from a mom whose kid filled in for one of the leads on a different night. She wanted to know if could Ray edited the entire play using the video recorded on that night. That was a big nope. The next year the director asked my wife if I would do it again and she knew exactly what to say. The teacher was genuinely surprised by her saying it wasn't going to happen. Thank you. Next. We just had a new co-worker start a few months ago. He's a real sweet and genuine guy. He spent a ton of time getting to know all of us and he would share his knowledge while still eager to learn. Just a good person who made an authentic effort to get to know us. For Christmas, he took the time to write out personalized Christmas cards to each of us in the department. There are about 70 of us. Each card had a personalized message. He put so much care into this, guys. And on top of that, he gifted everyone in the office their own 10,000 gift card to the local coffee house at our job. He didn't have to do any of this. Most of us were grateful. Most of us. Our resident asshole of a petulant child decided to pipe up during our co-worker's gift giving and tell him that he should have gotten gift cards to a coffee place she uses outside of work. A personalized card, hand-delivered, with free coffee, none of which was expected, and this bitch went ahead and complained. Thank you. Next. All too often hagglers will use the "but my kid canker" line to get cheaper/free stuff. It's annoying, immoral, and just plain stupid. I got it only once, but after that, I've thought on this, and have the perfect counter. When they pull out the cancer card, simply reply with something along these lines. If they have cancer, then why are you buying them materialistic goods? Go out and spend time with them. Take them to the zoo, an amusement park, something other than buying this. Go and make memories with them. Take pictures with them. Make them feel like they aren't trapped, slowly wasting from the cancer. Make the last bit of their life fun. And hey, if they ever beat it, invite me to the party. I'll gladly buy them an insert item here. This makes them into the arsehole, but we all know these hagglers aren't caring people / don't have an actual kid. At least you'll make them look like the ass before you block them. Thank you. Next. I came to my sister's house this morning to watch her kids. She asked me to because she had to go to back the Apple store to return the iPhone 11 she bought for my oldest nephew for Christmas. It seems he went through her closet last night and found it, and lost his shit. He said if it's not the 512 iPhone 11 Pro Max then it's garbage and he will just lose it. This kid is 13 years old. Thank you. Next. I work in a jewelry shop in my town and it gets quite a lot sales during the year, so we have loads of stuff that stays half price indefinitely. During Christmas, we get more sales to draw more customers in. This 1 week we had 25% off anything with diamonds at full price, and 15% off anything with diamonds that were already at a discounted price. This lady, who I had already served 10 minutes before, came back asking about using a coupon that wasn't valid until January, which I had told her twice about too, so already a great start. She then proceeded to argue with my co-worker and supervisor, who is a really patient and sweet lady, and even she was irritated with this woman, demanding that she have the 25% discount on a diamond necklace that was already half price because she could see the original price on the tag, above the current price in a smaller font, so you know it was discounted. She was arguing with my supervisor for almost 10 minutes, really wanting the 25% discount on an already half-price diamond necklace that already had an extra 15% discount on top. I can't remember if she bought it in the end, but we bitched about her the rest of the day. Thank you. Next. I work for a place that sells car parts. Usually the customers will let us know the application, year, make, model, so we can get the correct part to them, but sometimes they will already know the part numbers ahead of time. We had a customer call in, and he said they needed part number 2375. So we sent them part number 2375. About an hour after the part was delivered they called back and said we had sent them the wrong part. So I got the actual application from him, and yes, turned out he needed part number 3060, which was actually more money. I told him we could send him the correct part for the same price as the incorrect one, but unfortunately he was in a delivery zone that we wouldn't be back out into until the next morning. He was livid. He said we would have to bring it out tonight, or we would have to pay for the rental car, on top of his new labor and fluids used in the repairs, because it was our fault, since we sold him the wrong part. I explained to him that, no, we had sold him the correct part, he had just asked for the wrong part. All we could really do was send him the correct part in the morning. I was already being nice by not charging him more for his mistake. He said this was unacceptable and he wanted to talk to my manager. The only person higher than me here is the owner, so I passed the phone to him. He had been basically listening to the whole conversation, and told him that we could only get him the new part in the morning, take or leave it, because the other stuff was just B/S. Of course he took the correct part in the morning. Oh, and when the other part came back, it looked like my 3-year-old had opened it. The side was completely ripped open, and the flaps were still stapled shut. We had to find a new box for it.